Hello everybody, welcome back to the stream. Oops, I don't have the right screen open. Okay, all right, I'm already off to a good start here. All right, so before I get into what we're going to be doing today, I want to remind everyone that Gunforged is available for sale, and it's actually on sale right now for the Steam Summer Sale. So it's on sale until July 10th for 50% off. So if you've been wanting to get Gunforged, now is a great time to do it. And yeah, if you play it, let me know. And also leave a review. I'd very much appreciate that. But it's a great way to support me by purchasing that game. I also have my Udemy courses available for sale. This is the Survivor style course. I also have a C# course, and I'll be doing another GDScript course or releasing that very shortly for online multiplayer cooperative game in Godot. These are comprehensive courses that basically teach you everything that you need to know to create a complete game that you can publish. So, well, everything up to exporting the Godot game. I don't teach you how to like put it on Steam or anything, but all the skills that you need to have the game finished and ready for publication is included in these courses. So it's a great way to support me as well, and also a great way to kickstart your Godot learning journey. So yeah, check that out if you're interested. The links for those things are in the description below. What we're going to be doing today is continuing on with this artifact screen. So we're doing an artifact event in the map here. And yeah, I think just going to be hopefully finishing up the art today and then getting this integrated, at least to some extent, in the game itself. So we'll see how that goes. Hello, Adam. Welcome back. Always good to see you. Good morning. Check your stream, nothing, navigate away from the page, get a notification you started stream. Good timing. Yeah, usually anywhere between 9:45 and 10 a.m. is when I start the stream, so welcome, welcome. Good morning, Emerson, welcome back. Hello, Schlurgy, good to see you again. Marcos, hello, hello. Any welcome back. Have I considered teaching in person at a summer camp or something? Some of my employees have kids that have gone to a day camp and made little games. It's a good idea. Typically, I do like to do things digitally, though, because they're much more scalable, but it might be something that I do in the future, especially if I have children of my own and who are interested in programming, so. But I have not directly considered that, no. It's a good idea. Hello, Ryan. Welcome back. Or, I don't know. Have you been here? I don't think so. I don't think I've seen you in the chat before. So, welcome to the stream if it's your first time chatting. Hello, GBT. I don't think I've seen you before either. Good morning to you as well. Do you work on your games mostly off stream, or stream time your only dev time? Right now, the stream time is my only dev time, aside from some things that I'm working on the side. But right now, I'm working primarily on the new Udemy course. But once that Udemy course is done, yeah, I will be working on this game off stream a lot. The next thing to do after the Udemy course is done is to get this game playtest ready. Hello, Edo Makes Games, welcome back. Last day of the school year. Oh my gosh, isn't it a little late for it to be the last day of the school year? I don't know, maybe it depends on where you live. Maybe it depends on where you live. I was always done with school by like the end of May. Hello, Pablock. Welcome, welcome. Good to see you. Secret screen, he keeps sharing, right? True. Good morning, the Red Velvet. Good to see you. Lots of familiar faces and new faces in here. New profile pics, not faces. Any more success for Gunforged? Are you still marketing? I'm not. No, I'm not really pushing Gunforged beyond advertising it on the streams and in a video occasionally. I'll change the ads I do for a video depending on like what kind of audience I think the video will have. So if the video is a primarily educational video, then I'll advertise my Udemy courses. But if the video is maybe more like an entertainment video, I'll advertise Gunforged instead. So that's assuming I don't have a sponsor for the video either. It's a fine line, you know, if I have a sponsor that wants to do a video, it's like, well, I can't just like load the video with ads. Like, here's the sponsor, and then also here's all my stuff. It's like, kind of have to just make a good decision about what all to advertise. Huh? This is weird. This is making me weird. Okay. Huh? What? Oh, is that just part of the pillar 1? What in the world? Where's that coming from? Oh, it is. Oh, I see. Okay. You know what I would really like? This would be a super helpful feature in Aseprite. If I could hover over a pixel and it could tell me which layer that pixel is coming from. Because if I've got like 4 layers all here and I can't tell where the color is coming from, it'd be nice to be able to do this and say, oh, this, you know, X, Y, and Z layer all have this pixel filled in with this color. That would be so nice. Aseprite devs, are you listening? Okay, enough focusing on that random grouping of pixels there. So what am I doing? I want to change this shovel into a pickaxe. I wonder if I can just keep the... Can I just keep the... What is this thing called? The shaft here? Oh. I was going to use the new diagonal symmetry, but it's not actually perfectly diagonal, so I can't do that. All right, well, let's see. That looks kind of weird. That looks kind of weird. Almost. Almost. Oops. It needs to be skinnier. There we go. Okay, I think that looks better. I think that will be fine. Do I want to rotate this? I think that'll work. Actually, that'll work great. Yeah, right there. I think that'll work great. All right. Yeah, it's good. Maybe actually shrink that just a little bit. Nope. Yes. I think probably this is okay. Actually, shoot. Yeah, that's good. Okay. All right. Have to go for a doctor's appointment. We'll be back soon to listen in while I work on some art. Awesome. Hello, Ribdo or Ribdot. I still don't know what it is exactly, but happy streaming. Thank you. Happy Friday. Any updates on the YouTube membership? I really love that idea. Yeah, I think the YouTube membership will... So the order of operations is get the Udemy course done, then get the YouTube membership in place, which is going to involve a little bit of work because I want to... So for anyone that's new, I think what I'm going to do is make the highest tier YouTube membership give you access to all of my course content on YouTube. So instead of buying the courses on Udemy, you can pay for a monthly membership and you get all of them all at once for as long as your membership is active. So it'd be a cheaper way of, like, if you want to get access immediately to everything, you can just buy 1 month of the membership. Or, of course, you can just stay on the membership and just have access to all those things. But yeah, I think I'll have to decide a good time for that. I also kind of want to make it coincide with the release of the playtest, but you can pick your friends, you can pick your nose, but you can't pick your friend's nose. That's true. I dare anyone to try. Hello, Exio, welcome. Snup Bill, thank you for the IDR 10,000. Very much appreciate that. Thank you. It's always very generous, and we, of course, all love that message yummers that we look forward to every morning. It's a highlight of my morning for sure. I'm not even kidding. I love seeing the consistent messages come in. Snappy yummers, yes indeed. Yummers. Game development is your main business? I guess you could say that, yeah. If you include my Udemy courses as like game development. But in terms of like, is most of my income coming from games that I've sold? The answer to that question is no, but I'm trying to change that. But I also have a part-time job right now, which is helping to pay some of the bills too. So I'm kind of like, I just got a bunch of income coming in from different places right now. Do you not get draw calls working in a tool script? Yes, it should just work. You do have to call queue redraw, I think it's what it's called. There's a function called queue redraw or queue draw or something. You have to call that whenever you want the draw to be updated. I think that it's only updated when it first enters the tree, and then you have to manually call it after that. I think. So, but it should work in a tool script just fine. Hello, Matthew. Do you know when the multiplayer course will be out? Within the next couple of weeks, for sure. I'm on lesson... I just finished recording lesson 74 this morning, and I think I'll probably have to do maybe 10 to 15 more lessons after this one. So I'm very, very close. Very close. And then I have to get the Udemy listing up and all that stuff. So it's almost done. This first artifact reminds me of the item in Terraria called Life Drain. Oh, Life Drain. Tried to no avail, thanks though. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, I don't know. I was hoping that would be it, but yesterday I had come up with a JSON metadata system for my Godot tiled integration layer. Very nice. How's that working? All right, let's highlight the pickaxe, I suppose. Highlight the pickaxe. I'm still on the correct layer, so that's good. There we go. There we go. I don't know exactly how to highlight this, but we will give it a shot. I think that's probably okay. I don't know, pickaxes are weird. I think it actually looks... Is it a little bit too thick up here? I think it just might be too thick, generally speaking, actually. Let's move this down. Oh, that's looking weird. Let's do this. I'm just playing around with the shape here. I don't know. Whatever, it's gonna be like down here anyway. So I think it's okay. Won't spend too much time on it. Put the background in there. Maybe we'll be able to see it a little bit better. Okay. That's probably okay. I don't know, it's not the best pickaxe that's ever been drawn in the history of pickaxes, but I think it'll have to do. It will have to do. Okay. It's not, yeah, not the best, but it's all right. I think you can tell that that's a pickaxe. I think it's fine. Let's see. Hello, gamers. Hello, Ali. Are the artifacts going to be going to bob and hover? Yeah, that's the plan anyway. I mistyped. Oh yeah, about the drain. It allows one to spawn entities without having to be stuck with their default values. Oh, very nice. Making a Muni pixel art game, but the camera jitters when it moves. So hard to pinpoint what the problem is. How do you solve it, Magic Man? Well, camera jitter is just a huge problem in Godot. I mean, I assume you tried like snap 2D transforms to pixel and snap. Well, yeah, snap 2D transforms to pixels and then. I don't know. Yeah, camera jitter is a huge problem in Godot. Yeah, I don't really know how to solve it, unfortunately. I wish I had an answer for you. Only tips of pickaxes are sharp, right? I think so, but like typically in like a gamified version of the pickaxe, it's got like sharp both ends. So I think it's fine. I think, yeah, what it would typically be is it would be like, it would have like a flat end, I think. Like that. But, which may actually be easier to draw, but that's okay. Rusty pickaxe, yeah. Rusty pickaxe for a tavern? Yeah, seriously. How's the arty farty stream? It's going well so far. We're still early, but we'll see. But welcome to the stream, Jackie Daytona. What about making a game like Hollow Knight because you would be creative in that genre? I have never made like a Metroidvania. So the problem with Metroidvania is like Hollow Knight is you do need to write a story. And I haven't done that ever, so I don't know how well I would do. What pickaxes can have a point end and a flat end, yeah. One to pick and one to help with rocks. Good morning, Chris. Welcome. Good to see you again. I think this is fine. I'm just going to move on to highlighting the other things. Now I'm going to be doing the mound here, which is going to be a nightmare, I'm sure. But let's see if we can make this look like rocks. We're going to see if we can make this look like rocks, okay? We're going to see. Oops. We're going to see if we can make this look like rocks. Okay. One down. This is probably too big of an area here. Would it be wise to do that? No, probably not. But I can do stuff like... That doesn't look right either. Okay. Okay, still going. That one looks fine. The small ones are easier to do, for sure. Wonder if I can get away with doing something like this. Looks cool, actually. keep having the fill tool selected on accident. I think that one's probably all right. Don't want to go overboard too much. Actually, I wonder if I should add... Yeah, probably do something like this instead of it being one big rock. That works pretty good. Okay. Probably entering quit while I'm ahead territory with respect to those rocks. What am I doing? There we go. Okay. Please tell me I'm on the right layer. Okay, I'm on the right layer. Good. Good, good. Okay. Whew. Almost there. Almost there. I need to stop having the fill tool selected. Keep doing that. Okay. So, again, not the prettiest rocks in the world, but I think it's going to be workable. I think it's going to be workable. Are those passable as rocks? Do those look okay? Those little highlight pixels, these little red ones, really make a huge difference, but let's see. There's usually a reason solo devs usually go roguelike. Yeah, it's a lot easier to not have to have a story. Although I guess it's true that they don't need a story. Could take the Dark Souls approach and just throw a bunch of incoherent lore together. I'm switching to normal hand drawn, I guess. Rad pixel pickaxe magic man. Yeah, you won't get as much camera jitter in that case for sure. Bomb that implodes, welcome back. Good to see you. Procedural generation and just a dash of story go a long way. I may have to add some story to this. Hello, Brando. Welcome back. Are you using a mouse to draw? I'm using a mouse, yes. Also, doing 2 art for my game is taking more time because I try to make the HUD and UI more stylized since your health is represented by oil and nitro represents your dash. Yeah, the UI elements. UI is like the bane of my existence for sure. Like it's so hard to get a UI that functions well and also looks good. It's really difficult. Hello, Aaron. Welcome back. Apparently the draw calls can't be in a script attached to the root node of the scene, attached to a child, and it works. Oh, interesting. It's a rock I can see. Good. Rogue Legacy was a crazy good roguelite Metroidvania. I've never played that. Hello, Parallel Highway. You're so good at pixel art, so you're doing it for a long time. I've been doing it for a couple years, yeah. Probably approaching 2 years of serious effort, really. Let me think, is that right? I think so. Yeah, because I released... So I was doing the art for Gunforged, and I released it in Next Fest in June of 2023, I think it was. So that was about 2 years ago. So I would say maybe 2.5 years is how long I've been really trying to make my own art with pixel art. It's a lot of work, let me tell you what. Doesn't help that now Adam wants this background wall in here and I gotta do that now. UI, something that seems so easy is so difficult. Yeah. My friend is a UX designer for a software company, and you know, it's kind of, you know, it's actually a really hard skill to master. The idea of like, how do you surface information in the most user friendly way while also sticking with design constraints. It's a tough problem. It really is. Okay, I'm gonna commit what I have. It's hard to make text to visualize to represent. Oh yeah. Sorry, I have a work part-time job message I need to respond to. Okay. Rogue Legacy is when you die, you choose your offspring, and they all have a quirk like colorblind, super strong, or flatulent. Nice. It sounds like a Darkest Dungeon almost. I'm sure Darkest Dungeon borrowed from that. Is that a phoenix emoji? Dang. Welcome, A the Ant. I didn't know there was a phoenix emoji. I think so. YouTube membership, when you set those up, you can set like custom emojis for the chat or whatever. I think what I'll do is I'll just take a bunch of my pixel characters and make them emojis. That would be fun, wouldn't it? Okay, anyway, this whole foreground now. This foreground, let's edit this now. Let me lock everything else so I don't inadvertently draw on anything. Computer, sorry. All right. Dang work messages. Phoenix, yeah, there we go. I was just practicing movement codes, then I saw the stream was going. Awesome. Welcome back, Fat Kid Games. You have to make water belly an emoji. I forgot what oh yeah, the enchant guy, yeah, the Cthulhu guy. Hello, Hyro, welcome back. The chicken gun emoji, please. I can do that. Really interested in knowing how you did the modular weapons in Gunforged. Yeah, I think it's a little bit in depth, but it's really just a matter of a couple of problems. So You've got resources for each of the gun types: receiver, barrel, and magazine. Those all have stats on them. A gun is composed of 3 of those parts, so you can use all of those individual stats to create a bigger stats object that can drive how the bullets behave. And then in terms of the visuals, it's just a matter of specifying the connecting points on each of the scenes. So there's a barrel scene, a receiver scene, and a magazine scene. The receiver has positions that indicate where the magazine should be connected and where the barrel should be connected. And then the barrel, for instance, has data about like where the bullet should spawn from. And then it's just a matter of like making sure that all of those positions are updated correctly when they get added into the game. And that's how the visuals work. So that's a very, very like basic, broad overview of how that system works. It's really just that simple. It's complicated in the sense that there's a lot of functionality built into that system, but really like when you break it down to its simplest parts, that's all that it is. And then when you swap out like a resource, like let's say you do a new barrel, it's just a matter of removing the barrel that's in the scene tree and creating the barrel that corresponds with that barrel resource, and then updating the gun configuration in terms of its positionings and again. So yeah, I wish I had more time to go into it for you, but yeah, that's it. Hello, Void. Welcome. Good to see you. Okay, so let's get into this now that my work messages are done distracting me. I shouldn't complain too much. I am grateful to have the part-time job because it's helping me with my budget. Not sure about these things. What if I do more of like a cobblestone? Oops. There's too much going on over here. I think that looks better. I think that looks better. Okay. Maybe I won't put highlights on those ones. Actually, maybe I just won't do highlights generally on these ones. Or if I do, maybe I'll do just like single pixels in here. Actually, I think that looks better. Yeah, I think that looks better. All right, and we got more rocks over here. Goodness gracious. Anyone sick of rocks yet? Anyone sick of rocks yet? Ugh. Do I need highlights here? Let's see. I think that looks fine. Whew. Oh, almost there. Almost there. I kept that high message up way too long. That's in reference to the Gunforge system. Hello, Yeet. Cobblestone is cobbled stone. Yes, indeed. I'm getting started with Godot. Should I go with GDScript or C#? Whichever one you're more comfortable with. Whichever one you're more comfortable with. If you're already familiar with languages like C#, then I would say, yeah, go for it. But if you just want to get started in the engine and you want to get right into it, GDScript is better. Also, there are more tutorials available for GDScript, so that's something to keep in mind. But there's really no, like, and it's not a decision you have to be locked into. If you don't like C#, you can just move to GDScript even in the same project. And if you don't like GDScript, then you can move to C#, again, even in the same project. So it's not a super consequential decision, so try it out for a bit and see which one you like better. That looks way better. Yeah, thank you. I think it does. I'm kind of in and out assembling Etsy orders. Oh, nice. What do you sell on Etsy if you don't mind sharing? You also don't have to share if you don't want to, but I'm curious. In terms of performance, Dwayne The Rock Johnson. Oh yeah, there's not a difference in terms of performance really. This rocks. Thank you. Rock never dies. True. Oh, that is true. Yeah, that's a good point, Adam. I always forget to mention that. Prefer programming in a Java style. Then C# might be a better fit. GDScript is better if you know Python. You're welcome, Void. Oh, I think maybe you did share. What is it? I'm sorry, Adam. Is it your wife that makes stuff on Etsy or sells stuff on Etsy? I forgot. I have a hard time remembering things. Now, the question is, do I want to highlight the background or do I want to keep it that... Actually, instead of highlighting the background, what I'm going to do is... Fire Valley, so honest. Answer the questions the best. Thank you. You're a woodworker on Etsy. It's mostly hat presses and coin racks for military and police. Oh, gotcha. I think you may have mentioned that before, so I apologize for forgetting. Okay. I don't know how to highlight these background ones. I think I might make them darker, actually. Does that look okay? I don't think there should be highlights in the back. It'd be too busy. I agree. What's the opposite of highlights? Shadows, lowlights. I think lowlights is a term though, but I think shadows is maybe what I'm thinking of. Hello, Tuong, welcome. Prob no shading at all. Yeah. The hieroglyphs look kind of odd on their own, like they're just out in the open. Yeah, I think there definitely needs to be some work done here. I'm not even entirely sure, honestly, if I'm going to include this in the final piece. But I could put them like more over here, maybe. But those are kind of... That's just a very rough sketch to kind of give the impression of that being there, but I'm not sure that that's going to remain there. We will see. Mm-hmm. The problem, though, is that this is going to be visible until the pillars come in. So I think I might need to do something along the lines of, like, just this. Oops. Yeah, that does seem too busy though when they come in. When the pillars come in, it seems too busy. Well, I think maybe I could just leave it the way it is, honestly. It might be okay. My cat is doing something in the other room. I don't think that looks good either. Yeah, that's not looking great. How... I wonder if I should just leave it the way it is. Or if I could do maybe... Oh, am I destroying some things? Yep. Hmm. I don't know. I wouldn't be spending so much time on it, but the problem is the pillars are going to animate in. And so this is going to be visible for a period of time. And it looks, as of right now, it looks unfinished. But it looks fine when the pillars are there. So I'm just not sure what to do about this. I wonder, I might need to add a little bit of highlighting here. Do you enjoy your own game now? Yeah, I think it's really fun. I think it is really fun even with the limited content that's here. Yeah, shadows. Maybe etch the hieroglyphs into stone. I do have these little etchings here, which... Uh-oh. 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 Oh. I was like, I somehow destroyed that glyph. It's the background wall is not on the right layer. Okay. This needs to go behind everything. There we go. Okay. Whew, almost had a disaster on my hands. So yeah, I don't know. Let's see. We will not see build the wall, build the wall. Yeah, the wall just got 10 feet higher, everybody. I'm just gonna... If there's a problem you don't know how to solve, how do you usually approach it? Just brute force it, or do you try to plan ahead? A lot of times I will try to like solve it with brute force, but then usually if it's eating up too much time, I'll just try to find an acceptable workaround. What about having two giant ancient Greece style pillars on both sides of the dig site? Those can have the hieroglyphs. Yeah, that would be an interesting idea. What about adding highlights, but only to the parts that the pillars would cover up when they come up? That is an interesting idea. I think what I'm going to do is this whole background. I get so confused. The draw order in terms of the layers in Asebrite is a lot different than the draw is exactly reverse of the draw order in Godot. So I get confused with like where the layers are supposed to be. So highlights to the positions that are only covered by the pillars. That's an interesting proposal. That's a very interesting proposal. That is a very interesting proposal. It looks a little weird still, but I think it's all right. We'll see. Maybe an arch. An arch would be interesting. What's this art for? It looks good. This is for artifacts. So you're going to be able to, it's not a shop. It'll just be, you choose one of these artifacts here. And I think it's going to look great. Do you make all your assets in a big canvas the size of your game in order to make things consistent, scale, pixel perfect for UI and whatnot? Yeah, so it's really helpful, especially when I'm designing these events. If I can look at the game screen, I have a good estimate of like how big this needs to be to fill the screen properly. And so it's very helpful. Dang, that Phoenix looks good. Anyway, yeah, so that's why I do that. But when I export this, it's not going to be the full, it'll just be bounded to the specific art. This is looking pretty good though. I may end up, I mean, I do want to add more background elements, but As of right now, I'm kind of tempted to just leave the background wall off, although there is something missing from this scene. If there's not something in the background. So I'm not exactly sure. Yeah. I don't know. It's an archaeological dig for artifacts. Layers are kicking. Yeah, they are. Why do you have too much layer? Well, everything is on its own layer. So pillar 1, pillar 2, pillar 3. The background, it needs to be on a different layer because... And I did that wrong, didn't I? 1 second. So in order for the pillars to situate themselves properly, you see how the foreground needs to overlay this pillar here a little bit? So it's really just for rendering, and this is how it's going to be cut up in the engine too. So when I go to the engine, all these pieces are going to be individual sprite nodes so that I can situate things in the proper draw order. And they need to be animated too. So these pillars here, you know, this pillar is going to shoot up from the ground. It's going to boof like that, boom like that, just like boom like that. You know what I'm saying? Anyway. And so that's what's going to happen. So that's why they all need to be their own layers, so they're easy to cut out and then put into the engine. I think it's looking okay right now, though. It's backwards. I get confused too. Yeah, for sure. Plastic Pariah, welcome back. Or welcome. I don't think I've seen you here before, so welcome to the stream. Something is missing. Build the arch, build the arch, build the arch. Torches. Ooh, somebody did suggest in the comments of doing like a brass lantern. Yes. So I wonder if I just put a lantern back here, if that would help. So I'm not gonna, I mean, I don't know. I would love to do like the Greek pillars idea and hieroglyphs, but I've already spent a whole lot of time on this art. And I think it's detailed enough. I think it just needs something in the background for it to be like a complete composition, I guess. Random thing, I've always wanted to make a game about different points in history. I've never been able to come up with a good gameplay ideas and mechanics though. The hieroglyphs reminded me of it. It's very hard, yes. A brass monkey, oh, of course, we got the Beastie Boys. Brass monkey. That's funny. Okay, it's almost time for my break, but I'm gonna try this. Oops. How are we feeling about the lantern? Is that ad enough or no? Why do messages keep randomly getting deleted? I don't know. I wonder if YouTube is being too aggressive. Can I change that? Let me see if I can change that really quick. Stream settings or edit. Customization, let's see. I have moderation set to none, at least on the comments. There's no moderation settings in the actual live chat, though. As far as I can tell, I don't have control over that. A rubber room with rats that make you crazy. Oh. That's an event idea? That'd be kind of fun. You deleted yours earlier because you sent it early. Oh, interesting. I've been experimenting with pixel art UI on top of my 3D game, which isn't pixel art. Do you have any recommendations for dealing with the scale? I want chunky pixels, but it doesn't equal my game's resolution. I think you'd have to use a viewport for that. And I think viewports are a little bit messy. So you want the chunky pixel rendering, but with a different resolution compared to the base game. Yeah, I think you'd have to use viewports for that. So that would be my recommendation to look into that. Deleted mine too, but it wasn't important. Half of what I say is dumb anyways. Yeah, goofing is fun. We all like to goof around. Make me a mod, I'll rule with an iron fist. Okay, that's not how you advertise yourself as a mod. I also deleted my comment intentionally because I sent it prematurely. Gotcha, okay. Iron fist sounds like an artifact. Insert dumb idea here. Got it, we'll look into that. Thank you, you're welcome. I mean, do we feel okay about the lantern or no? Can you add shader to viewport to turn 3D into pixel art? Yeah, I think so, yeah. I think you can just render a 3D environment to a viewport as well, and then like if the viewport resolution is low enough, you get like the pixelation automatically. So yeah. Kind of like a Chinese lantern. It does kind of look like that, doesn't it? Because it's got the fat body. Obviously, I would like cut this out in here. Or would I? What? What? Might try something like this, though. The pole is too thin. Yeah, the pole needs work for sure. Best of both worlds. Oh yeah, everyone is doing that. Super trendy. Well, pixel art is trendy too, so. It's not necessarily bad to do the trend, I don't think, but. Iron Fist artifact idea. If there's only one creature on the player's board, the creature gains damage per successful match. Ooh, that's a good one. Maybe have the lantern on the other side in the front so it matches the lighting. I'm trying to add a background element though, but that's true. The lighting is going to be weird. That is true. I don't know, man. Okay, I'm gonna take a quick 3-minute break, and when I come back, we'll figure out what the heck to do with this background. And yeah, in the meantime, check out the links in the description below. Give me 3 minutes, I'll be right back, and we'll continue on. Okay, I am back once again. I watch mostly game dev stuff. When Blackthorn Prod puts out a new competition video, me and my son take bets on who's going to pixelate the 3D. Nice. Another artifact idea, broken clock. There's a small chance that the status effect applies twice. I like these. I don't know. So I'll be honest, I don't know if I necessarily like the theme of... I think what I would do is I would change the Iron Fist to something like a gauntlet or something like that. So gauntlet, if you have one creature on the board, it gains power, right? Is that what you said? Let's see, Iron Fist artifact idea. If there's only one creature on the player's board, that creature gains damage per successful match. Yeah. So let's do this. I would make it not the creature that gains the damage, but the artifact itself that gains the damage. So let me write that down in my Necromancer grid board document. So ideas, artifacts. I should make these checkboxes. This one is, so I would do like an iron, maybe I'll change it, iron gauntlet. Or maybe just a gauntlet. If one creature on board gains damage after every successful combat, and actually this would be minion on board. Let's change this. Oops. You know, it's kind of, I spend all day at my computer and I'm not that great at typing. It's kind of embarrassing, actually. Okay. And what was the other one? Broken clock. I would maybe make this... I mean, I like the idea of applying a status effect twice. What I would maybe do is maybe call it like a sundial. I think a sundial is more thematically appropriate. Chance for effect. Yeah, those are good ideas. I like them. Background idea, ancient ruins in match with the artifact theme. I'm trying to, the ant. It's so hard. Ancient ruins. Well, I wonder if I could just do ruins instead of like hieroglyphs. I wonder if I could do... Let's get rid of this. I could do maybe, yeah, like, let me think, like the Greek ruins that you're thinking of. So you have like a pillar here. I need to get rid of these things. And then maybe like smaller pillars here. I'm just sketching these. These are very, very rough here. It kind of looks like Stonehenge. I'm gonna have to figure out how to make that not look like Stonehenge if I want to do ruins, but... This is probably too thick. And then this one could be like a Greek pillar that's been sheared off, you know? Oops. Can make these more distant as well. Something like that. That's just a matter of finding a place for it. How do we feel about that? That's a great idea. Pretty much, yeah, just spitballing here. Yeah, I appreciate the spitballing. It's definitely giving me some really good ideas. I mean, I guess I just copied your ideas exactly, but every message that suggests an artifact idea, even if I don't use that exact idea, it gives me, it like helps me to think outside the box a little bit more. So I appreciate all the suggestions for sure. Hypnoticris, welcome to the stream. Good to see you. Hand of Guts, referencing medieval knight Guts of the Iron Hand. I will have to look that up. Trash Bandicoot. I love that name, Trash Bandicoot. I think it's always harder typing when people are watching you. Yeah, it can be for sure. Are you full-time game dev? No, not well. I'm full-time in the game dev arena, so a lot of my money is coming from Udemy courses, which are game dev focused. I do have some income coming in from Gunforged, from the YouTube channel, but most of it's coming from the Udemy courses. Sundial, maybe? Yeah, exactly. But the entire game is at night? Yeah, that's true. But that would mean that the sundial is broken. It's not functional. Will you implement any bloom into the game? I think it would look good with the pillar crack. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I'll have to experiment with that. That looks good. You like the ruins? It alters the colors. Yeah, that is true. Bloom would change the colors. We're just your humble rubber ducky. Our mind is open source. Excellent. Thank you, rubber ducks. Hello, Arion. Welcome back. I don't know. I think I like this. I just need to figure out like where to put this. Does it look awkward right there? Reference to Guts from Berserk. I haven't seen Berserk. I don't want to put it over here. We already have something on this side, which is that. So I would either put it like maybe in the center or off to the side here. What are we thinking? I kind of do, I mean, I kind of do like that. I just wonder, let's see. Let's situate these so they're all on the same plane here. This one is not quite there. There we go. Oh, both of these are not there. And this one too. Oops. I wonder if I can do like a... Another artifact idea, Hell's Bells. This artifact can be collected 3 times on even numbered turns. Pause the enemies for X amount of time where X bell is collected. That's an interesting one. Yeah. Where 50 voices in your head making you doubt your decisions and occasionally compliment you. Yes. Hello, Rin. Welcome back. It's true. Do we like this? Do we like this? Now I just got to figure out where to put it. I think back here is probably fine. Kind of makes it look like it's off in the distance a little bit. Like the dig site is like a couple hundred meters away or something. The Ant likes it. Well, you were the one that suggested it, so I hope you like it. No, I think it does look good. I think it looks good. It adds that extra bit to the composition that I wanted. And it still gives the impression of this being a dig site, I think. Rin likes it. Okay. Fine. It does look good. Awesome. We got Adam on board. Yeah, sorry about the hieroglyphs, but we're going to kind of borrow the hieroglyph idea. I still need to... Oh my gosh, this art. Oh! This game was supposed to be easy to do instead of art, and it's like I've placed probably 500 million pixels by now. This is... Just... Whatever, dude. It does look good. am I allowed to say that I'm particularly proud of this game's art? This is definitely going to be my best looking game that I've ever made. Well, but I mean, the effort is proportional to that, though. I really like your idea that the three pillars are a stone statue's fingers. Yeah, whose idea was that? It wasn't my idea. Was it? Who was it? I have no idea what it is, though. Those are ruins in the back there. I know how much you like doing art and UI work, so this game is perfect for you, right? Seriously. Okay, what time is it? I have a meeting in 45 minutes, which also I need to stop. Settings. Turn my notifications off. Okay. Keep improving. Every next game will be your best. That's the plan. Yeah, that's the plan. I'm making a simple game. Yeah, true. Nothing wrong with taking pride in your work. Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think so. It's definitely getting there. I'm definitely happy with how it's going. But the last thing we need to do is we need to draw little runes for these things. So I drew that on pillar 1 or pillar 3. I probably shouldn't draw it directly on the pillar. So let's do this. Oops. Oh. Lock. Let's lock everything. Lock. I'm gonna get rid of the lantern. Goodbye, Chinese lantern. Delete. Why can't I delete this? Delete. Delete. Background wall. I'm gonna keep it there just in case. Yeah. Okay. Pillar 3. Okay. Pillar 3 icon unlit. Or let's just do pillar 3 icon. Copy this. Pillar 3 icon lit. Oh, really? Are you serious? Copy and pasting sections is like so burdensome. Okay. So there's unlit, lit, and now we will follow that pattern for the other ones. Pillar 2 icon, let's lock all those. Okay. Okay. Well, so this is kind of like a little guy. Let's make one that's, oh, I don't know, a turtle. That doesn't look like a turtle, does it? It kind of looks like a turtle, actually. That looks more like a turtle. There we go. Turtles do have tails, right? Or do they? Do turtles have tails? Why do I not know this? Turtles have tails, yes, right? Yeah, they do. Little nubs that come out. Okay, I'm not crazy. Okay. You should write down the bare essentials you need to get done to start playtesting, though. These look great, but they do take a long time to make. Yeah, I mean, the unfortunate thing is that this is a bare essential. I mean, I think I am trying to make a vertical slice. which means that I want the game to feel as complete as possible when it gets into the hands of everyone. What I don't want to happen is I don't want somebody to write off my game because it doesn't look or feel good. So I think the look and feel is actually very, very important. The gameplay is going to be a little bit sparse. I'm not going to go overboard with the features that are available, but I do think it's really important for the art, the sound effects, the music, the animations, the effects, all of that. I need to make a really killer first impression, I think. To hook people, keep them interested. So that's the way I'm approaching it. But yeah, I am aware that, yeah, I can't balloon this. I got to get the playtest out for sure. Maybe make some type of Easter egg for Gunforged. Oh, an artifact, yeah. Final boss is the cow gun. Turtles have tails. Some people eat them too. Interesting. I've had alligator tail before, but I can't say that I've ever had turtle tail. Now this looks a little weird. I don't think there's anything I can do about that though. Okay, so let's copy this. Oh, you know what I could do? This icon lit, I can get rid of the black here. Hey, why is that happening? Oh, it's actually different. Okay. So for the title, I think that's fine. I'm not going to go overboard on these icons here. I don't think those are not in the right place there. This unfortunately needs to move, I think. I was trying not to move it, but that was probably not a good choice. There we go. That's better. Okay, let's do pillar 1 icon now. Pillar 1 icon. What should the last icon be? Let's get a vote in the chat. Who wants the last icon to be? Oh, the icon and Easter egg for Gunforged. Interesting. What kind of Easter egg could it be? Turtle eggs is so good. Another artifact idea. I have a basilisk. Eye starts closed when opened. One enemy minion is exhausted for the rest of the match. The eye closes and remains shut until next combat. That is an interesting one. Let me write that down. That's a good idea. At the end of the game, the merchant removes the hood and he is the old man from Gunforged. That would be quite the plot twist. It would be quite the plot twist indeed. There's got to be a Gunforged item. Scorpion? Ooh, a scorpion's a good idea. Angry boy. Honestly thought it was supposed to be like a glowing crack in the pillar. Well, it might look like that. I don't know. We'll leave it up to viewer interpretation. Honestly, I probably shouldn't even be doing these icons, but oh well. Rubber Ducky Premium, they actively give ideas. Seriously. What is the tool you're using to write down all your ideas? That's Obsidian with the Kanban community plugin. Chicken. A chicken. Yeah, I like a scorpion and I like chicken. Honestly, I don't know if I'll do a Gunforged Easter egg, but not here. I think I do like the scorpion idea. And I know exactly how to draw a scorpion. Check it out. Okay. You with me? You following me, camera guy? Check it out. I know how to do a scorpion perfect. Hold on. Don't look. Look at that. Is that not the best scorpion you've seen in a while? Although getting the stinger right is actually going to be kind of difficult. Oh, that's probably good. Is that not the best scorpion you've seen in at least 24 hours? I like the scorpion idea too. Good. Is the community plugin a plugin or a VS Code plugin? It's an Obsidian plugin, yeah. Kind of follows the mummy archaeology for sure, yeah. I saw a glimpse of those animations. The art's really nice. I just started watching. Awesome. Thank you, Leo. Appreciate that. And welcome to the stream, by the way. I don't think I welcomed you. Spelling is hard. Scorpion. When you think the mummy, you think of scarabs and scorpions. Yes, indeed. It's a bit of a scorpio off, I would say. Oh, that's... You got some pun competition, Adam. Peak. That's easily the best pixelated scorpion I've seen all day. Awesome. Yeah, there we go. That's peak. I think so. I think it turned out well. I don't know why. I just felt something in my bones. I was like, I know exactly how to do this scorpion. I don't know. It's just the scorpion speak. Actually, a scorpion would be an interesting idea as an artifact. Quick, let's brainstorm some ideas for a scorpion artifact. The fact that I drew this, now I want to draw an actual scorpion artifact. That's the only reason why I want there to be a scorpion artifact. Or wait, oh, a scorpion could be an actual card too. It could be a minion card. Although I don't know what I would make it do. Oh, it could apply paralysis whenever it strikes. Although I already have... Well, I can use paralysis multiple times. It's fine. Speaking of merchant, another artifact idea. Friendly discount. You get reduced prices at the shop. Oh, yeah. I gotta have a reduced prices. What would it be? Maybe it's something like... Noble Pedigree. Get discount at shops. So I'm thinking like a rolled up scroll with like a big seal on it, and it's like, because you're a noble, all the shopkeepers are like, ooh, anything for you, mister, you know? Or even, you know what I like better? Rather than reduce prices, I think what I would do is make the first purchase at the shop free. I think that's what I would do. First purchase at shop is free. I like doing stuff like that better than like, I don't know, maybe this is just, maybe I'm not thinking about this correctly, but I just generally don't like doing like percent increases or percent decreases. I like to actually change how it functions, which in Gunforged, you know, I did that sometimes, but other times it was a percentage increase. But I really do think that the game is more interesting if you actually just change how something works. But, you know, are there scorpion minions? There are not, so it could be definitely a thing. Scorpion could always hurt frogs, friendly or otherwise. Yeah. If there's venom, there can also be anti-venom. True, true, true. Okay, let's get this icon lit now. It's gonna be lit, fam. I don't really know what kind of logic I'm following to light these things. I'm just kind of like giving them random highlights. Actually, you know what? I might do the same for the turtle. I might make this a little bit thicker in terms of its highlighting. Yeah, I think that looks better. Should I do the same for this one? Let me think. Yeah, I think that looks better. The turtle looks a little awkward. That back. Yeah, I think that looks better. Cool. Oh, I'm missing something here. I need to make it look engraved by drawing these parts. There we go. Okay. Percentages can be very boring. Yeah, I agree. I think it's easier, like, as a, maybe, I'm not a game designer, so I'm still figuring this out, so take it with a grain of salt, but I think it might be a good constraint to adopt, to just say, we're not doing anything that changes percentages, you know what I mean? If you just say, flat out, we're not doing that, then at the very least, that's going to get you to think more creatively about how your relics and whatnot work. So I'm probably going to do that. I'm probably just going to say no percentage increases. But I do have percentages in the game, like I have crit chance and crit multiplier. So crit chance is necessarily a percentage. There's no way around that, really. Unless you, I mean, you could do an alternate crit system, like a system where you build up crit over time. But generally speaking, I think I'm going to avoid doing relics that are like, you know, increase this number by X%, you know. I like the idea better than just a white outline anyways. Yeah, more immersive. Well, there is going to be a white outline too, I think. Because that has to stick with the theme. So what I'm probably going to have to do is... Shoot, this is actually going to be relatively complicated. I'm probably going to have to do a white outline in the pillars as a canvas group shader. This is looking freaking fire, though. Look at that. Pretty cool. But yeah, what I'm probably going to do is, if I look at this pillar here... Oops. If I do this pillar... It's still going to be highlighted like it normally does. Like it normally is. But it'll highlight everything. So we'll highlight the artifact as well. Because this whole area, I'm going to make like this whole area clickable. But I think I do need the white outline, even though these are going to light up as well. I think I do need the white outline because that's just how I'm doing it consistently. So I don't want to break the consistency for this case. But yeah, that's how it's going to work. Hello, Plastic Pariah. Were all of your sounds in Gunforge MP3 or did you have some WAV? I'm worried about some streaming the files and memory considerations for my project. All of them were basically WAV files, and while they do eat up a lot of memory, it's like, you know, I don't think it's that big of a deal. So all of my files were WAV, even like the music tracks, but the music tracks only ended up being like 10 to 15 megabytes per track. So even though I loaded up all 5 of those in memory, it's like, it's not even, I don't think the whole of Gunforged uses more than like 500 megabytes of memory, which you could say is still a lot, but at the same time, it's like nothing compared to, you know, modern games. So I don't really give memory a whole lot of consideration for the games that I'm making. But if memory is a concern for your game, then you can definitely use MP3s. I just think that when you use MP3s, I think that increases the CPU load, which also probably won't be a problem either. So it's always a trade-off between, are you using more memory or are you using more CPU? And there's pros and cons to each one. It's like the children's story where the scorpion rode something's back to swim across, but its nature is to betray. Yeah, the frog. Have you ever considered working together with somebody on a game? I have done that for jam games for sure, but I was talking about this yesterday, I think. I would not enter a long-lived project that's supposed to be like a commercial release with somebody that wasn't also being like paid. Because I think it's too hard. Number one, it's too hard for you yourself to finish a game in 1 year or whatever. But to ask another person to like basically work for free over a year is not going to work, generally speaking. Have you ever considered working with me on a game? No, I'm sorry, Ariane. Sorry, not going to happen. Well, I guess you are kind of working with me on a game right now. More interesting version of the shop discount could be a coin toss. Each time the player enters the shop, heads minus 15%, tails plus 15%. That is an interesting take on it for sure, yeah. Oh, in addition to, yeah, gotcha. Yeah, I got you, Adam. Are you going to animate the icons floating? I am, yes. These icons are not part of this art. These are just placeholders so I can see what that looks like. The icons are obviously going to have to be like placed there based on which icons have been configured for this event. So the idea is that the pillars are going to maybe come out of the ground, maybe with some camera shake. So like, you know, like up and up and up, and then shake the camera a bunch. And then the icons will be there as well. And then they will be floating. And then when you click on one of the pillars, it will give you that icon, and then everything will fade out. Or give you that, what you call it? There's something here that I'm not enjoying. That looks better. Okay. I do like those ruins in the back. That was a good suggestion. I'm just looking at this before I mean, we're kind of running out of time on the stream anyway. I don't think I have time to integrate this into the engine, but happy to hang around for a little bit. And maybe I'll actually give the game a play for those people who haven't seen it yet. Oh, shoot. I think I'm generating artifact events for every part in the map, am I? I think that's on map generator. Yeah, everything's an artifact. Okay. I figured that's what it was. Thank you so much for your answer. You're welcome. Here comes Skinny Ass. Pickaxe looks weird. I have emerged. What would we do without you, Skinny Ass? Another artifact idea. Bowl of Blood. Gain X blood currency immediately. X more blood at the end of combat encounters. I like that. I like that idea. Jackie Daytona is full of excellent artifact ideas here. Let's see. Half of this game is going to be yours, Jackie Daytona. Full of blood. I think I'll have to think exactly how I want this to function, but yeah, that'll be interesting. Anyway, so for those that are new or haven't seen this game is a collectible card game, grid inventory management auto battler, where you can alchemize cards together in and combine the abilities of certain cards with other cards to create brand new like third cards. So here I've got my little inventory here, and I can align those things on my grid. Each card has its own abilities. So this Phoenix applies 20 fire and becomes dormant after 2 executions, which actually I should change that to exhaust. Maybe I'll do that. Anyway. So there's that, and then I've got this lantern, add 2 preserve for each fire applied since last execution, so I can add that here. So that's going to synergize with this very nicely. And then I don't have any more room to fill these slots, unfortunately, unless, is there a better way that I can align this? I don't think so, actually. No, I can't. So because this is an odd shape, I can only put that there. But that's my combat board, and then I can go into a combat, and I fight enemies. They have a different theme. They're villagers instead of like necromancers. But the goal is basically just to get your upgrades on that map screen, start the combat here. Oh, that's not right. Oh, that's not right at all. Why is that happening? I think I deleted some code that was important. Oops. But the Phoenix has been exhausted. And am I going to win? Ooh, I don't think I'm going to win. So that is broken. I need to fix that. Oh, the enemy had 1 health by the time I was done. Is this not... Oh, this only applies 2 preserve for each fire applied. Oh, so it doesn't matter how much fire I apply. This should say each time fire is applied, I think. Let me see. Each time fire is applied. I think that's better. Fix wording. Maybe I'll add the exhaust thing in here too. So in the Phoenix. Did I finish explaining the game? I don't know. I got distracted. Exhaustible ability becomes exhausted. Description utils. Ability descriptor. Can I just do this multiple times? Hold on a second. Type of exhaust. What? Base ability descriptors. Huh? I actually don't know how this works. I actually don't know how this description system works. Paralysis debuff. Where's this description? Okay, I'm gonna have to do a deep dive into how this description works, but let's do exhaustible ability. New ability descriptor. Ability explanation, get explanation. Public static read only ability explanation exhaust. Is this right? I'm gonna have to figure this out. Title exhaust. Is unable to act for the remainder of the encounter. Color. Red, maybe? I actually don't know if this is going to work. I might have to implement this exhaustion as in a different way. I actually don't know. Well, let's just return ability explanations.exhaust for now. And in here, why is there, this whole system is like, I need to figure out what the heck's going on. Why is this here? Highlighted keywords. What even is... Oh, I can't. Okay. I don't even know why this is keyed by type. There's no reason for this to be keyed by type in here. Okay, this whole system needs a rework. This whole system needs a rework. I don't even know if this is going to work. Let's see. Should the glyphs be dynamic and represent something about the associated relic? That would be interesting, but it's just going to be too much work, I think. So that works. The thing about the exhaustible ability, though, is that it affects the entire card. Did I implement exhaust as a status? I think I did, right? Simple poison. Let's see. Get explanation. I think I just need to make this a little bit more sophisticated, this description generating thing, but I was able to add the exhausted in here now. So is unable to act for the remainder of the encounter. Maybe I'll change that to becomes. Or maybe I'll just say unable to act for the remainder of the encounter. It's kind of just weird how I got this whole system going. He's on a roll. I'm locked in. All I want is 120% of your game's revenue. Jeepers. What's my canvas size? 640 by 360. Have I heard of Spacetime DB? Yes, I want to do something with Spacetime DB. I may actually, if I find the time to do it, I may end up doing a like a YouTube video where I make a little game with Spacetime DB. I think what would be really fun is make a video where I make a game in Spacetime DB, or I could even maybe convert my game Collabins into Spacetime DB and then basically tell everyone, here, download the game and connect and go play with each other. I think that'd be really fun. Will there be a way to increase the board size? Yes. These events right here are board size increases. So you can increase, so basically the way that you gain power in this game is you visit these nodes, and each node is a different event. So these are combat nodes, which is where you fight. This is a health increase. This is alchemy, which is a system I mentioned. This is a way to get new cards, this booster here. And this is increased board size. This is an enchantment event. And there's a shop. And there's even more that haven't shown up on this map, I don't think. But like the artifact, there's no artifact on this map. So yeah, definitely that's basically how you gather your power. And then once you go through 10 iterations, 10 events, you fight a boss board. Looks awesome. It's really helpful to see the ins and outs of how developing a game goes. Yeah. Why use C# instead of Godot language? It's just I'm more productive with C#, that's all. Fire. Eternal Fire. Triples fire damage, but only applies it once every 3 turns. That is a good one. You should probably comment your code. A few lines here and there makes it more readable, even if you have a good naming convention and structure. Never mind, it looks like you already do. Do I comment my code? No, I actually am generally like very anti-comments. I actually think that this code was AI generated, which is why there's comments here. No, I don't do comments. The code that I write never, ever, ever has comments. Well, that's not right. Never, never is not right. Very rarely do I put comments in my code. If my code is not readable by itself, then I've failed. Do you think there should be events on the map board artifacts that affect the map? That's an interesting idea. That is an interesting idea. Artifacts that affect the map. Yeah. That is a good idea. I think code comments are bad in general, often misused. Code Aesthetics made a video on it. I mean, yeah, it's a personal preference. If you're more comfortable with code comments, then I don't have a problem with it. Just for me personally, the problem I have with comments is they tend to get outdated very quickly, or the comments end up not being clear enough anyway. So, like, I could write a comment and then a month later, like, I don't understand what this comment is saying. It's just much easier if you can write the code in a way that it becomes the source of truth. Like, it's conveying the meaning as well as the functionality at the same time. So the reason I don't do comments is it's another constraint that I adopt. It's like if I force myself not to use comments, then what I have to do if I want my code to be understandable is I have to write it clearly. But again, it's up to personal preference. I know some teams have different rules around comments, and some people prefer comments. So it's definitely not a dogmatic thing. It's whatever works best for your workflow. Thank you, Niller. Comments should be used to explain why you're doing something. That's where they can be useful for sure. Only comments worth using are to do. I guess the sort of software engineer answer to this though is that's what tests are for, right? Tests are not just to test the code, but they're also to state the intent behind how the code is supposed to work. But anyway, I have a meeting in 10 minutes, so I need to end the stream here. But thank you everyone for watching. Thank you all for being here. I very much appreciate all of you interacting in chat here. I'm just going to go ahead and commit this stuff, add exhaust to descriptions. Oops. So yeah, thank you all for being here. Thank you all for watching. Very much appreciate that. I might be streaming tomorrow, so hope to see you there. Hit the notification bell to be notified when I go live. Otherwise, have a good weekend, everybody. Check the links in the description below, and I will see you in the next one. Okay, bye-bye, everyone.